Hi shark fans, and welcome to the Shark Channel. I'm Jacob, and I'm here to show people the true colors of sharks. Sharks are very complicated creatures, but what are they? What makes them different than other animals? And what are some of the characteristics that help sharks dominate? So, let's get into it. Sharks are very interesting creatures. Sharks are in fact fish. They are in many ways similar to the goldfish you may have in your home. They have fins, they have scales, even if the scales are a little bit different, and a whole lot more. However, sharks have a few characteristics that make them different than a lot of fish. There are a lot of differences, so I'm only going to go through 3 big ones in this video. Don't worry, I will be going more in depth in these differences and more differences in other videos. Okay, so first, the goldfish you may have in your home is from the group, or if you want to get scientific, superclass Osteichthyes, or bony fishes. That means that their skeleton is primarily composed of bones, just like us, except they're fish. Anyways, sharks belong to a different group. They belong to a group, or if you want to get scientific, class Chondrichthyes, which means cartilaginous fishes. That means that their skeletons are primarily composed of cartilage. If you don't know what cartilage is, feel your ears. Your ears are made of cartilage. Now think of the material that makes up your ears and replace every single bone you have in your body with that material. That's basically what it's like to be a shark. Now, most people would think that having cartilage instead of bones would be a disadvantage to sharks, but I would actually disagree with that. Listen to this. Movement in the water is not easy. If you've ever been swimming before, you would understand that there's a lot of resistance and drag when you're swimming, because in order to move forward, you constantly have to be pushing water away. And that's just moving forward. Now imagine that there's a huge predator chasing you. Now you have to make sharp turns constantly, and that would be hard, if not impossible to do, because bones are not that flexible. So, to get back to sharks, sharks have cartilage, which is more flexible than bone, so they have the flexibility and speed, because cartilage is also lighter than bone, to outrun their predators and to catch their prey. And that's just the structure of their skeleton. But what about other things? Well, sharks don't have a swim bladder, an organ that helps bony fish maintain neutral buoyancy, or not sink, in the water. So, what the bony fish are able to do is they are able to adjust the amount of gas, which is lighter than water, in their swim bladder so that they are able to maintain neutral buoyancy. So, back to sharks. Sharks don't have a swim bladder. So if they stop swimming, they tend to sink. But that doesn't mean die. It's actually a very common misconception that if sharks stop swimming, they'll die. It's just that, in general, if they stop swimming, they'll sink to the bottom. So, there are a few exceptions to this, but I'm not going to get into them in this video. And I finally want to add that sharks have another feature that makes them different than bony fish. This one is especially cool. Sharks have something called electroreception. This means that sharks are able to detect electrical fields generated by their prey. All living things produce energy. When you move your hands, that's energy. When you move your legs, that's energy. When you breathe, that's energy too. Even a heartbeat, that's energy. Sharks are actually able to detect that energy, even the slightest electrical field like a heartbeat. So, if there's a fish hiding under a rock or something in a coral reef, sharks are actually able to detect the fish without actually having to see them. Man, thank goodness I'm not that poor fish. And these are just a few of many functions that make sharks dominate. Join me on this adventure to learn about the functions, mysteries, and fascinations of sharks. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.